Hi, I'm Mike Papantonio, and this is America's Lawyer, where every week we dig behind the headlines to give you the details and information that corporate media won't give you because their advertisers won't let them. They'll lose advertising dollars if they talk about most of these stories. Farron, I don't know how it gets any crazier than to have the President of the United States pardon two judges that allowed children, they were getting kickbacks, getting paid money to take children as young as 8 years old and to put them in criminal facilities. It just so happens, I just finished writing a book about that for Simon & Schuster, Skyhorse, be out next year. But those facilities create criminals, okay? This is a judge who knowingly took bribes from the people that were running the facilities to take kids with minor, very minor kinds of problems. One typical thing is they found drug paraphernalia, maybe a pipe.
Or you were underage drinking at a high school party, shoplifted a candy bar.
Right, exactly. They throw you in prison. And this dirt bag, Biden okayed it. We're going to let this dirt bag out. One story about one boy committed suicide, comes out of the facility, great kid, really. Ends up committing suicide. And Biden, my position is he's so frigging senile. I doubt he even knew what happened. He is so damn senile. It's time for Biden to be institutionalized somewhere, old folks home or something. Somebody put it in front of him and he signed it.
Yeah, I hope that's what this is, because if he put conscious thought into this and still made this decision, then that changes everything I've ever thought about this guy, because this is one of the worst clemency or commutation decisions I think I've ever seen. This judge, because it was Judge Conahan, is the one he granted clemency to.
Yeah, we'll have pictures of both of these judges.
Well, and it was the infamous Kids for Cash scandal. And like you said, they took these kids that had minor offenses that really should have just been a teachable moment, and instead they were getting kickbacks from the prison industry and said, okay, I'm sorry, you were caught at a high school party drinking, you were caught at a high school party with a pipe on you, you're going to actual real prison, and we're gonna stick you there for a month or a year in some cases. And then if you get in trouble again, guess what? Instead of just a minor infraction, we're sending you back for even longer. And that's what happened with that young man who you mentioned committed suicide. His mother right now is rightfully outraged that President Biden would tell this corrupt as hell judge, you don't have to spend the last 2.5 years of your sentence behind bars. It was a month or so ago. He went in front of a court and said, hey, I've been behaving. Can I please get out early? Do I not have to serve the rest of my sentence? And that judge said, hell no. What you did was so egregious, I am not letting you out early for good behavior. You got 2.5 years left. Bye-bye.
Okay, living down at some posh resort area in Florida. That's where the judge is now. You understand? They agreed to house arrest. He's living in this posh area in Florida, Delray Beach. That's his prison confinement. And even with that, Biden says, well, I got to do better than that. I got to pardon him. 300 kids. This dirt bag and another dirt bag.
Cirillo.
We'll pick, these are the guys here. You'll see a picture. These guys understood the whole history of what happens when you put a child in confinement like that. They run the risk of rape. They run the risk of becoming truly a criminal just to survive. These judges deal with criminals all the time. They know how ugly the system is. But they were taking $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to take little Johnny, who caught drinking, okay, throw him in prison and creating a new criminal. There's just not enough bad. And the best I can hope for, as I read this, is that I honestly think Biden is so frigging senile right now. He is so demented and out of it that somebody came along, put that in front of him, and he signed it. I hope, because that's the best I can hope for here. This is a guy that, thank God he's at the end of his term, because it scares the hell out of me that he's making decisions. To make a decision like this tells you he's making a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah.
People are throwing papers in front of him. He's so out of it. He's completely bonkers at this point. And people just throwing papers and, hey, sign this, would you? Well, what the hell? The whole republic is in danger. And nobody seems to put all that together.